Welcome to Defyeneurs Mag, the Dream Again issue 2015. This is Gerry Visca. I am the founding publisher of Defyeneurs, and we are super excited about this issue, helping the world, inspiring the world to dream again. Coming up next, an exciting interview with philanthropist Peggi DeGroote, also the founder and president of Wellbeings in Burlington, Ontario, Canada.
And we are so excited to have Peggi DeGroote on the line with us. Peggi is the sponsor partner for the Dream Again issue. Welcome, Peggi. How are you this morning?
I'm very well, Gerry, and thank you very much for speaking with me this morning.
Thank you so much. How are you inspiring others to dream again?
I'm inspiring others to dream by helping them to discover what their talents are and to try and have them maximize their talents, and by showing by my example in what I do every day how they can reach their potential.
Peggi, I see that you moved into the area of healthcare around 2008.
Yes. Well, it was a bit of a tumultuous time. I had learned in our community that in Burlington and Halton that it was an underserviced region for medical health care for opioid addiction, and that people who suffered from opioid addiction didn't have anywhere really to seek help. And I thought that was extraordinary, living not in a third world country, living in a lovely community of Burlington and wanting to make sure that people could access the care that they so desperately needed. It was a difficult time because when I started doing my research into what was available, I found that since there was nothing and the government had done a report, that we needed to take action on that. And when I spoke to the powers that be, I was most frustrated that they were going to take a 10-year plan to actually assess as to whether there even was a problem in our community, even though they had done the initial task force report. And I didn't think that that was fair to the people in our community, and so I was fortunate enough to be able to begin some due diligence and to figure out how we might be able to offer health care to people who lived in our community so that they could enjoy their families and get back to work and not live a life of pain and addiction and mental health.
That's fantastic. You know, Peggi, I love this one line in the Dream Again issue. You refer to the analogy of a Maytag Repairman. Can you tell me a bit more about that? Because I just love that.
Well, I really would like to be a Maytag Repairman. I would like to make sure that people who live in our communities all across Canada and the world don't have to have the kinds of care that we're offering right now, because there would be nobody living in pain, there would nobody suffering from addictions, and there would be no mental health care issues. Unfortunately, I think that's not going to happen in my lifetime, and so I think it behooves us to stand up and make sure that people receive the care and the love and support that they need during these difficult times.
Excellent, excellent. You know, we believe that the world has stopped dreaming, and if it wasn't for the dreamers, we wouldn't be, at this point in time where we're really just at a point where we can really move the human race forward. How can the world benefit from dreaming again?
Well, of course, it can benefit by dreaming again by ensuring that we do continue to dream. I would hate to think of a world that didn't have dreamers in it. We would be more drone-like and lacking energy and vision and the desire to improve what we have. So I'm very much the half-glass-full girl. I am not the pessimist. And so I do surround myself with people who are of like minds. And so I do find in my work that there are a lot of people that have passion about what it is they're doing, and they want to make a difference. And just like the little boy who threw one starfish back on the beach, if you just help one person, then sometimes that's all you can do. But don't stop dreaming. You can't stop dreaming. We're required to dream.
I love it. I absolutely love it. Peggi, you're the founding president of Wellbeings, an extraordinary vision. You opened your doors in May 2010. Congratulations. I want you to share with listeners the bigger vision, the legacy of Wellbeings, and how others can start benefiting from getting involved and just benefiting from your dream and your path.
Well, it would be really wonderful. I have a Wikinomics kind of model in that what I have developed as a decision-making modeling in healthcare for pain, addiction, and mental health is not proprietary. I'm happy to share that and make sure that it's an evidence-based best practice model. And I do know that Burlington is not unique. We are not the only community where these healthcare services are required, and we want to make sure that this model is shared throughout Canada or throughout the world. And I've had the wonderful opportunity to speak to others at conferences or on Parliament Hill and Queen's Park, and I think that it's important that even though it's sometimes difficult speaking about these issues, and there are certainly people who don't want these issues to be talked about, that we need to bring them out. We need to destigmatize a lot of what goes on with pain, addiction, and mental health, and get people the help that they need.
I understand you were recently in Haiti.
Yes.
That must have been an extraordinary opportunity for you. Can you tell us a bit about that?
Yes, I had the opportunity to travel to Haiti with a group called Be the Hope for Haiti. Joanna Baumgartner is the founder of Be the Hope for Haiti, and it is a small school. Actually, there's one main school, and there are 4 feeder schools in Huenamente, Haiti, which is just over the Dominican Republic border, separated by the Massacre River. And it's a small community that is making a difference for the children who are growing up in it. There are a number of orphans who are part daily of the school, as well as children in the local community. There's about 550 children in total in all of the schools, and they come to school. They receive education from a stellar group of teachers who are highly dedicated and compassionate, and they also receive a meal. They don't get a meal every day because funding isn't there for every day. We had the blessing of preparing and serving about 1,400 meals while we were there, and going out into the local communities and even serving some of the children who are street children, and it's heartwarming and heart-wrenching all in the same moment.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that it would be a wonderful opportunity for our own children who are so greatly blessed to be able to go over and to dedicate some time there and see how children in other parts of the world do live, and be thankful for all the blessings that we do have.
That's extraordinary, absolutely extraordinary. I'm excited to watch your journey through that program, and just to hear more and more about the outcomes there. We're a big believer in what you focus on expands, and certainly you and Joanna, it's a good representation of that and the great things that you're doing in this world. I love that people refer to you as, your classroom the world has been your classroom. You've lived in several countries. You're an educator. You're an entrepreneur. What are the outcomes that you want to create for others?
I think we want to ensure that 2 things. First of all, that people realize their own talents and try and maximize their own talents. Sometimes people feel a little bit shy, and they need a supporter or a rah-rah girl, a cheerleader, to bring out the best. And I think one of my giftings is to be able to help people to realize that they have many talents and that they can utilize them for their own benefits, for their family's benefits, but also for the community in which they're living. I think if we have an attitude that schooling and learning doesn't stop just because we've graduated from school, that we're better able to continue the growth path that is intended for us. And I think that's a newer kind of phenomenon. I think that certainly when my parents were growing up, they expected to have a job and do that job for their entire lives. It changed in my generation, but as I look at the younger generations now, it would be not unusual for them to continue their education in various areas, and to, like, if you had asked me in 2007, was I going to open up a medical facility for people in our community who suffered from pain, addiction, and mental health, I would have asked you why you thought that. But sometimes we have to be open to taking in, drinking in the information that we're presented with, and maybe ask ourselves why we're doing it and why not we're doing it, and just jump in with 2 feet and do it.
It's outstanding. I'm so inspired. I was inspired reading your words, and I'm even more inspired listening to your words. I love that you're a proud mother of a beautiful teenage daughter. You're a proud daughter of a 91-year-old mother, which I think is extraordinary. You're creating a wonderful legacy, a vision that I believe is really going to move us all forward. How do you want to be remembered? What do you want them to say about you and how you lived?
I hope they would say that I was fair to everyone, that I treated people respectfully, with compassion and real caring, and that I was kind and loving.
Beautiful, beautiful. My last question for you, Peggy, what would just some of your top tips be to helping people get out of their way and launch what they want?
I think I would tell people to make sure that they do their due diligence firstly, have a singular focus to make sure that you continue to direct yourself toward accomplishing that goal, and to surround yourself with great people. I could not do what I do at Well-Beings were it not for the tremendous efforts of people like Martha Ross, who is our director and CFO. So you have to make sure that you have people on your team that have the same vision, because it's not a singular thing here. It takes a whole team, and it takes a great team. It takes the doctors who are really patient-centered in terms of wanting to deliver the best care possible, who really are caring and generous. The doctors I equate to being like the Doctors Without Borders, because even though they're operating here in Burlington and Hamilton, not in a third world country, they really see patient care as the number one thing that they are empowered to do. And they will spend the extra time that's necessary to sit and talk to somebody to really find out what it is that they need or where it is that they're hurting. And that makes the difference. You will have naysayers. I had many. Mm-hmm. It wasn't easy when I started. And then really give it your best effort and move forward. And surround yourself with people who will help you do that.
I love it. I love the vision. I love your energy and your passion. I love that you mentioned Doctors Without Borders. As part of the Dream Again issue, we actually have featured Dr. Ramapour, and she's part of that team and doing incredible work in Ecuador and South America. And I just love that we have that kind of energy, the both of you, in this issue. So, Peggy, how can people get in contact? The best way to get in contact with Well-Beings?
They can get in contact with Well-Beings by telephoning 905-631-9355. And there's a person at the other end of the line, Monday to Friday, 9 to 5, that they can speak with. There is a website, which is www.wellbeings, WELLBEINGS.ca, and they can look on the website. The referrals for pain are required from their family physicians. So the family physician will have to fill out a form and direct them to us, and then we will be able to see them. If someone has what they deem as being an addiction issue, they can give us a call and they can do their own self-referral for that.
I love it. I absolutely love it. Peggy, we're so excited, so honored to have you, your energy, your beautiful energy, in one of the most extraordinary issues of Defyeneurs, the Dream Again issue. I love that you're on the last page, which we call the last word, and it's just an extraordinary interview and profile with you. Thank you again for your support. This movement of Defyeneurs is all about everyday people being and doing extraordinary things, and there's no question that Peggy, you're just such an inspiration to myself and to the whole team here, and just to the world. Thank you so much for your participation.
Thank you very much, Gerry. And I can say that one of the things that I have done for many years, too, is I have mentored others to help them realize their dreams, and that's something that I do continue to do as well.
Absolutely outstanding. Thank you.